For 6 centuries, the greatest codebreakers in human history tried to read this book and failed. So, we gave it to our most advanced AI, and it was completely defeated. So what kind of knowledge survives 600 years and defeats our most advanced AI machines? For decades, the brightest minds have stared at these pages, desperately trying to answer one question. Who wrote this? Some believe it was a rogue medieval alchemist locking away a forbidden medical breakthrough that could rewrite human history. Others are convinced it's the greatest criminal scam ever pulled, a flawless, unbreakable illusion designed specifically to steal a king's fortune. But as modern science looks closer at the biological impossibilities inside, a darker, more terrifying theory has emerged. When you analyze the bizarre root systems and the strange constellations mapped on these pages, there is a very real possibility that the author of this book was not from Earth. The story begins in 1912. In the quiet, dust-filled corridors of the Villa Mondragone, a Jesuit college near Rome, Wilfrid Voynich, a rare book dealer, was rummaging through a chest of old manuscripts when he pulled out a book that felt wrong. It was made of vellum, animal skin, but the texture was different. When he opened it, he didn't find Latin or Greek or any language known to man. He found 240 pages of symbols no one had ever seen before. Voynich was a man who lived for secrets, but he didn't realize he had just touched an artifact that would consume the rest of his life. He spent years trying to trace its origin, eventually finding a letter tucked inside from 1665. It revealed that the book once belonged to Rudolph II, the Holy Roman Emperor, who believed it was the work of the legendary philosopher Roger Bacon. But as Voynich tried to examine the text, he realized the words followed rules that didn't exist in any known human tongue. If the text was a wall, the illustrations were a labyrinth. The manuscript is divided into sections, but the botanical section is the most unsettling. It contains drawings of over 100 species of plants. To a casual observer, they look like medieval herbs, but to a botanist, they are an impossibility. Some plants have the leaves of one species and the root systems of another. Others feature strange serrated edges and biological structures that have never been recorded in the history of Earth's evolution. Some modern theorists have even suggested a more radical idea, that we are looking at a field guide to a flora that grew under a different sun. While highly speculative, it highlights the core frustration of the book. Nothing in it feels entirely of this earth. Then we move to the stars. The manuscript contains fold-out circular diagrams, astrological maps that don't match our sky. Some show suns with human faces, and others depict strange swirling nebulae that shouldn't have been visible to the naked eye 600 years ago. During World War II, the book caught the attention of the world's most elite military minds, even William Friedman, one of the greatest cryptanalysts of the 20th century, the man who cracked the Japanese purple code, could not produce a solution. He spent years analyzing the patterns, only to conclude that the book wasn't just a code, it was a construction of a mind that operated on a different logic than ours. Could it all be a lie? There is a theory that the book was created by a 16th century con artist named Edward Kelly. Kelly was an alchemist who claimed he could talk to angels and turn base metals into gold. He allegedly sold the book to Emperor Rudolph II for 600 gold ducats, a fortune in the 1500s. If this is true, the Voynich Manuscript is the world's most successful gibberish, a book designed to look so complex and so profound that a king would pay anything to own its secrets. But there's a problem with this theory. Carbon dating proves the vellum was made between 1404 and 1438, decades before Kelly was even born. The mystery refuses to be debunked. In the 21st century, we thought the mystery was finally over. We have large language models, neural networks, and AI that can translate ancient dead languages in seconds. We fed the Voynich Manuscript into these machines, expecting a breakthrough. Instead, the AI stuttered. It found patterns that looked like Hebrew, then shifted to Italian, then to a phonetic version of an unknown dialect. The machines confirmed one unsettling fact. The text is not random. It has the entropy of a real language. It follows Zipf's law. Just like English or Arabic, it is a message. But every time the AI tries to decode it, the results are nonsensical. The book has successfully outpaced the most advanced logic we have ever built. We are left with the theories that sit at the edge of science. If the plants don't exist on Earth, if the stars don't match our sky, and if human logic and AI can't find the key, then we must ask if this knowledge came from somewhere else entirely. Some see patterns in the baths section, rows of small human figures connected by strange organic tubes that resemble biological systems far ahead of their time. It has led to quiet speculation that the manuscript isn't a book of medicine, but a record left behind by someone who witnessed a world we cannot yet imagine. As we stand in the year 2026, the Voynich Manuscript sits in a climate-controlled vault at Yale University. It remains silent. Perhaps it's a hoax, perhaps it's a miracle, but every time we try to crack it, we are reminded of one thing. There are still secrets in this world that don't want to be found. And until we find the author, the most famous book in the world remains the only one that no one can read.